I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Stormy Daniels is mocking Donald Trump for Trump's claim that he weighs 215 pounds in the booking information when Donald Trump surrendered in Fulton County. Let me show you what Stormy Daniels wrote on her social media. Stormy Daniels writes, "Okay, and I'm 110 pounds and a virgin. I'm not a scale or a doctor, but I have spent time beneath 215-pound men, and Tiny was not one of them." And of course, Stormy Daniels is involved as a key witness in the hush money case brought by the Manhattan District Attorney against Donald Trump. She had a 3 to 4 second sexual encounter with Donald Trump. I think she said that's how long it lasted. She calls him Tiny for obvious reasons, and Donald Trump wanted to cover that up before the 2016 election, and so he paid hush money payments through Michael Cohen to her, and then classified that as legal fees to Michael Cohen in violation of New York law. And Stormy Daniels, of course, would know a thing or two about Donald Trump's weight, and here she is weighing in. Not the first time Stormy Daniels has weighed in, pun intended, on Donald Trump. By the way, the fact that Donald Trump says that he is 215 pounds and that he's 6'3", by the way, Muhammad Ali's recorded height and weight was 6'3", 216 pounds. Here's a post from Spiro's Ghost right here, where that's Spiro's Ghost. We're posting this photo of Muhammad Ali. Here's Donald Trump. I don't, the level of sociopathic, malignant narcissism, the photo, it's just one of the most bizarre things. This was an interview Stormy Daniels gave on April of 2023, where Donald Trump repeatedly calls her horseface over and over and over again. So her response is, well, if he keeps calling me horseface and he was attracted to me and chased me around, what does that make him? Here, play this clip of Stormy Daniels.
It's like our president of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, outing to the world that he has a penchant for bestiality, because this is a guy who chased me for sex repeatedly and then says I look like a horse face. Like, how do you talk about the looks of someone that you were attracted to without making yourself look bad? I mean, it was hilarious.
And then, by the way, this is from back in January of 2023 when Donald Trump made this post about Stormy Daniels, where he said, "With respect to the Stormy nonsense, it is very old and happened long time ago, long past the very publicly known and accepted statute of limitation. I place full reliance on the judgment and advice of counsel," which he spells wrong, "who I had every reason to believe had a license to practice law, was competent, and was able to appropriately provide solid legal services. He came from a good law firm, represented other clients over the years, and there was no reason not to rely on him, and I did." Stormy Daniels' response to that was, "Thanks for just admitting that I was telling the truth about everything. Guess I'll take my, quote, horse face back to bed now, Mr. Former President," and she puts in quotes. By the way, that's the correct way to use quotation marks. And I mean, just by the way, the fact that you have Donald Trump making hush money payments to an adult film actress to try to cover that up before the 2016 elections. The fact that he's out there calling her a horse face on a fairly regular basis. She's responding to him, of course. The fact that this even exists, and that's the leader of the Republican Party. I mean, not to mention, of course, that he was found liable by a New York federal jury for being a sexual abuser. This is who the Republican Party has become. There's nothing normal about this. By the way, this is President Joe Biden's response when he was asked about Trump's mugshot. Here, play this clip.
Have you seen Donald Trump's mugshot yet? Mr. President, are you worried at all about that?
I did see it on television.
What'd you think?
Handsome guy. Wonderful guy.
Okay, and just compare that to like what they're saying on Fox. It's some weird stuff. This is MAGA Republican Jesse Waters, big propagandist on Fox. And Waters, the Fox host, says, this is what they're spewing on Fox, says, "I say this with an unblemished record of heterosexuality. He looks good and he looks hard." Play this clip.
I am now going to book the Fulton County photographer for my Christmas card. Because, Judge, and I say this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality, he looks good. And he looks hard. And
heart health and staying healthy, especially when you have a family that you want to be able to spend as much time with as possible, is so important. We all have a heartfelt reason to support our blood pressure. In fact, more than half of the U.S. population would benefit from blood pressure support. Super Beets Heart Chews are an easy and convenient way to support healthy blood pressure, and they promote heart-healthy energy. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And with over 30,000 5-star reviews and counting, Super Beets Heart Chews are having their moment. Super Beets Heart Chews are incredibly delicious and so much better than any alternative supplements out there. I take my Super Beet Heart Chews each morning, and it's really kickstarted my morning routine. After taking my Super Beets Heart Chews, I feel like I have more energy and am ready to take on the day. Super Beets Heart Chews are effective and clinically studied. They are the #1 pharmacist recommended beet brand for cardiovascular health support. It's blood pressure support you can trust. Double your potential with Super Beets Heart Chews. Get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Heart Chews and 15% off your first order by going to getsuperbeets.com and use the promo code Meidas. That's getsuperbeets.com and use the code Meidas. And now back to the show. Fortunately, there's at least one voice of reason on Fox, Jessica Tarlov. And let me just show you her clip, because she's like, I don't think anyone except like Trump culters think this is like funny, or that his mugshot is normal, or this behavior is not something that Americans look kindly on. Play this clip.
Person who it seems like will be the nominee, he's up 30, 40 points, is being indicted, arraigned for the 4th time. And I think that that's a clearer indication that the system is working than that it isn't. I don't think, Will, to your point, that anyone except the biggest Donald Trump fans is sitting there thinking that that mugshot has anything to do with what it looked like when MLK had his mugshot taken.
And then Jessica comes with the data. Play the clip.
From the point here, which is that Donald Trump was indicted in 4 jurisdictions around this country by juries of regular Americans in New York, in D.C., in Atlanta, and in South Florida, where he calls home. This wasn't Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow sitting there. It was regular people who listened to the evidence that was brought before them. When you say that people are rallying behind him, his diehard base is, but the average American isn't. There's new polling out today. 62% think he committed a crime, including 67% of independents. 61% thinks that he must stand trial before the election. Why? Because you don't want to put someone in office who's going to jail. And 59% think that the DOJ is being fair. That shoots straight through the argument that this is a 2-tiered system of justice. If you don't like that Joe Biden is fundraising off of it, Donald Trump is doing the same thing. He's having his moment. Mitch McConnell even, remember, he fundraised off Cocaine Mitch.
And then finally, I'll just show you this. This is Trump's lawyer. She's also his spokesperson. She's not on all the cases anymore. I think her now role is spokesperson. But I just want you to think about, these are the people who want to make life or death decisions over your life, your family's life, your coworkers, and your colleagues' life. They're not serious people. This is not normal behavior. None of this is normal. Okay? And we just have to call it out here. Play this clip right here of Alina Habba and Benny Johnson like bragging about Trump's mugshot. Play the clip.
Can you talk me through my new favorite shirt? What was the plan here? First off, what did you think when you saw the photo? Were you there at the courthouse with him? And was this planned? Did he just like let her rip? Talk me through.
Oh boy, you're asking me very. I have an answer for that. I'm trying to think if I can give it. I was
favorite
not
strawberry blonde.
Our favorite president golfed the day as per usual, nothing gets him down. He was golfing in the morning at Bedminster. I spoke to him and saw him and asked him what he was thinking in terms of the mugshot, if it was going to take place. Had he given it some thought? And we discussed some things, but I'll keep that privileged. And, there had been a lot of chatter about on TV and everything. And I had been asked the night prior on a station whether I thought he should smile. And I was very adamant about the fact that I didn't think it was appropriate. I thought this is a sad moment in history and there's nothing funny about it. And because we may be immune does not make this a joke. And I voiced my opinion. He doesn't always listen to me, but, I'd like to think that you put a little seed in his ear. At the end of the day, he did and looks how he felt. I think the low level behavior from frankly, the words I want to use, I'm being very careful, but a low level behavior from somebody like Fani Willis, who is a county, prosecutor. She's not a federal prosecutor. She is frankly a unknown human being who is campaigning on the tail of Donald Trump, just like Letitia James, just like many of these people, wanted this mugshot for her. But I hate to tell you, Fani, it kind of worked for us. So thanks.
Yeah, we've done an entire show. We were trying to get to the news, but the memes were too beautiful of this mugshot. We can't help ourselves.
So good Stormy Daniels is pushing back, but I think she's also just highlighting the complete absurdity of this whole situation. I brought on Bill Kristol, former Republican, who was Dan Quayle's chief of staff. Remember Dan Quayle, former vice president for George H.W. Bush, who spelled potato wrong, and that was like the end of it for him, end of his political career. He spelled potato wrong. And I was talking to Kristol, I was like, remember when we had standards that were actually so high for politicians in high office that if they spelled potato wrong, that was done? And now you have this freaking mess. Angry, hateful, MAGA weirdness. Like, just a freaking mess. It's the nicest way of putting it. But we're going to keep calling it out. We just got to keep showing these videos and images. Let's just use their own words. This is who they are. When they tell you who they are, just watch it. Take it seriously. I'm Ben Meiselas. Go to MeidasTouch.com for all the breaking news, everything MeidasTouch, MeidasTouch.com. And wherever you get audio podcasts, search MeidasTouch and subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.